to be very important for you to learn about cord blood stem cells. I also am very personally involved in making sure families bank their cord blood, as I was on the commission for the state mandate in Connecticut mandating cord blood education. Also, I just recently banked my granddaughter's cord blood stem cells and cord tissue. So not only am I an advocate, but I am very personally passionate about cord blood banking.
Yeah, and I know you've had a very exciting addition to your family, Marianne, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, so with introductions out of the way, should we go ahead and get started?
Absolutely, let's do it.
Okay, so as we're getting started, I do want to let you know that there are several ways that you can connect with us beyond our live chat here today. So you can connect with us in our Cryo-Cell booth. We will be going live in that booth at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time, and then also at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. And then we're going to be live again tomorrow around the lunchtime hour and also at 4 p.m. So you can post your questions there and we will get to those questions. And you can also contact us at 1-800-STORE-CELL. That's STORCELL. And of course, more information on our website, which is www.cryocell.com. Okay, so our format today, what we're going to do is we want to discuss the most frequently asked questions that we get from parents. So I will ask the questions to Marianne, and then Marianne will take the time to explain that question to you. And we are just going to try and be as thorough as we can and get everything, as much as we can get answered in the next, let's see, about 15 minutes, Marianne. So you ready to get started with the first question?
And also, please feel free to type in questions. We have some help on our chat, and then we'll leave our contact information as well. But please feel free to type in questions as we speak.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much. Okay, so you ready for the first question?
Absolutely.
Okay, so the first question that we have for our friends today is, what is cord blood banking?
Probably one of the most important decisions you are going to make is banking your baby's cord blood and cord tissue. In the umbilical cord you'll find the master blood cell, and in the cord tissue, which is actually the Wharton's jelly that surrounds the umbilical artery and vein, you'll find the master tissue cell, which gives rise to all structural cells in the body. These are very important cells today in cellular therapy because they are the youngest, most pristine, healthiest cells in stem cell medicine that you can collect today. That's why this decision is so important. So you are going to be making this decision prior to the birth of your baby. We like to make sure parents receive a cord blood kit 2 days before they're due. So you want to make this decision sooner than later. And 28 states mandate that you receive cord blood education because, as I said, it is one of the most important decisions whether to bank or not. And we want to make sure you're fully informed.
Yes, we do. And that's part of why we are here today, and part of why we travel our assigned territories and spend time educating providers, doctors, midwives, hospital staff, nurses, birth centers. We spend time with them so that they can pass along that really important information to you. Okay, so our next question.
So what are the differences between cord blood and cord tissue? The cord blood is the master stem cell for rebooting the immune system. This cord blood stem cells give rise to red cells, white cells, T cells. It is indicated for over 80 disorders, including all the leukemias, lymphomas, solid tumors, metabolic diseases. But it is also now being used, the cord blood stem cell, for expanded use in children with autism, cerebral palsy, and traumatic brain injury. These cells, both in the cord blood and the cord tissue, have a homing mechanism, and they will migrate to areas of inflammation. The cord blood stem cell has the ability to migrate to other areas of the body, anchor in that area, and reduce inflammation. And they believe that is one of the mechanisms of action for children who are using their own cord blood for autism and neurological injury. Cord tissue, which is found in the Wharton's jelly that surrounds the umbilical vein and artery, harbors a young mesenchymal stem cell. This is the master structural, and by being the master structural, it gives rise to all structural cells in the body. It gives rise to bone cells, cartilage cells, vessel cells, heart cells. It's a very important cell today in what we call regenerative medicine or cellular medicine. It's the cell that you are seeing in the orthopedic community that they're using for bone and cartilage repair sport injuries. And the cord tissue was just recently approved by the FDA for emergency use for acute respiratory disorder due to COVID-19. We know, as I said, that these cells, when transfused through the peripheral vein, will migrate to areas of inflammation, and the use of cord tissue for lung inflammation is an important step in cellular therapy and medical innovation. And both these cells will continue to advance as far as indications and being used in new disorders, especially as an outcome of the FDA approving new treatments due to COVID-19.
Yes. So that was a very thorough explanation, Marion. Thank you. And just to recap, two types of stem cells, the hematopoietic stem cell from the cord blood and the mesenchymal stem cell from the cord tissue. Okay, so next question is, why should I save my baby's cord blood and cord tissue stem cells?
Yes, why should you save? I believe everyone, after 20 years of being in this field, should be storing your baby's cord blood and cord tissue. When I started educating families, there were 30 approved indications for cord blood. It is up to 80 now, and it's going to continue to advance. By preserving your baby's cord blood and cord tissue, you will be able to have availability of future treatments that we may not even be aware of now. So this is a real important option that you have, that you can save these stem cells and stay abreast of many of the medical innovations that will come about using stem cell therapy. Also, regarding these cells themselves, they are the youngest cells that you will ever be able to collect. There are no ethical issues. They are very robust because they are so young. They are much easier to match up to family members because they are so young and unexposed to environmental toxins, viruses, vaccines. You'll never be able to collect or preserve a stem cell this young. And I'm just going to go a little bit into why these cells are so important. All
Marion,
our stem cells have DNA strands, and covering those DNA strands are our telomeres. These babies' telomeres are completely intact over their DNA strands. As you get older, these strands start to wear off and wear away. And when you have DNA strands that are very healthy, they are very tight and very close together. As the telomere caps wear away, as with normal aging, they start to wear and thread out. They are not as healthy, not as robust. I compare it to like a shoelace that has the casing over it. As it wears, so does the shoelace. You must get these cells when they are young and healthy and robust. So that's why you should be banking these cells.
Yeah, and so you started to, you alluded to this a little bit. So just thinking on the same line here, what are the benefits of the cord blood banking? And can you tell us, about who these stem cells are compatible with?
So the benefits of cord blood banking is that you can save these for your baby and your immediate family. There is a 75% chance of a partial match to each family member. And partial matches are extremely successful in cord blood transplant because of the pristine, healthy nature of these cells. We do match by tissue type, not by blood type. So it can be very difficult if you do not have family stem cells stored to find a cord blood match through a public bank. The more diverse your family is ethnically, the more difficult it is to find a match. That's why families really need to also look at their family origins, at their family ethnicities, because the more diverse you are, the more difficult it's going to be to find a match in cord blood stem cells if you ever need one. If you do family bank, you still will have the option of finding units in the public bank, but if you do not family bank, you are going to be totally reliant on trying to find a tissue match in the public domain. You also want to store these because basically these stem cells will continue to be looked at for new disorders and new treatments. The whole availability of being able to freeze these cells and still have them viable 10, 20, even 30 years later, there's no expiration dates on cord blood, is a huge benefit to families. I'll give one quick story. When I first started, I worked with a family.
Marian, hey, Marian, I just wanted to mention that we have about 3 minutes left. So
okay. Why don't we just finish this and then we'll go into how to register and how to get a collection kit?
Yeah, and that's perfect. And what we'll do is we'll jump over at 11:30 and we can get into a little more.
Absolutely, and ask your question. But I just want to give this personal example because it's very important. We had somebody who called us who needed to use their cord blood stem cells 15 years ago for cerebral palsy. And when she banked, she said, I never even knew this was possible with cord blood stem cells. She was so relieved that we were able to use those stem cells for her daughter who was diagnosed with CP. And this is 12 years out, the child is doing well. So we do not know. There'll be more and more yet to come.
Absolutely. And to your point, we are just every year getting more and more information. So let's just, we can dive into a little more detail when we jump into our booth at 11:30. So let's talk about the enrollment process. So we've talked about, the cord blood and cord tissue and what some of the benefits are from using those stem cells and preserving those stem cells. But let's talk about the enrollment process. So once a family decides that they are interested and they want to get more information, how do they enroll?
So you would get in touch with me, Katie, Cryo-Cell. It's a 5-minute phone intake. Very importantly, you can get a kit without any financial responsibility. We believe parents should have a kit when they go into delivery. We'll put your financial information on file, and then we process that actually when we get the kit back with many options for payment plans for all of our families. This is the Cryo-Cell kit. It is a FACT accredited kit. Cryo-Cell is one of the only family cord blood banks FACT accredited, which meets the most stringent requirements for cord blood banks. And because of that, you will also have your maternal blood stored with Cryo-Cell, which is very important for future infectious disease testing, especially in light of COVID-19 now. The cord blood kit will come to your home. Your official paperwork will come with the kit, and you'll have the opportunity to fill that paperwork out at home, including an extensive maternal health history questionnaire. Please take the kit. I'm going to try to finish up in 1 minute. Please take the kit with you to the hospital. Let your doctor know you are collecting cord blood and cord tissue. And then after everything is collected at your hospital, we ask for a partner or a husband, whoever you designate, to call Cryo-Cell no more than 2 hours after delivery. And a medical courier will come to your bedside, to your hospital, to collect the kit and transfer it back to our FACT accredited laboratory, where it will be stored in liquid nitrogen with it typically under 72 hours of delivery.
Right. And so just as we're wrapping up here, I know that our clock is ticking down. So as we're wrapping up here, just want to leave the Prego Expo attendees. We understand that there is some cost that is associated with cord blood preservation for your family. And so we want to extend a promotional code to Prego Expo's attendees. And this code will save you up to $1,120 off of cord blood and cord tissue, or up to $550 if you choose just cord blood. And that code is EXPO20, EXPO. And you just mention that code when you get enrolled, and that savings will be applied to you. And also, while we're on the topic, we also offer an 18-year and a lifetime plan for families that are looking for that want to pay ahead of time for longer storage. And by choosing one of those plans, there's going to be a significant discount up to about 70% off. And I also want to take the opportunity to mention that we have a price match guarantee. So if you are working with or in conversation with another cord blood bank, please bring that price to us, and we have a price match guarantee that we will talk through with you. There's also a small annual storage fee. It's $175 a year to store cord blood stem cells, and $175 a year to store the stem cells from cord tissue. So $350 a year is that small annual storage fee. And I'll just leave you with this. We know that preserving your baby's cord blood is such an important decision, but it's one that we don't want your finances to be the reason that you don't store. So if you feel burdened by the cost, then please contact Cryo-Cell and we will find a way to work with you. So please join us at our Cryo-Cell booth. We are going live at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. And we will go, talk in further detail about stem cells, learn more about Cryo-Cell, our processing technology, and connect with you all further. So thank you, Marianne, for your time today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your awesome explanation. And is there anything else you'd like to add?
I just want to end with, there is no expiration date required for cord blood stem cells. So we believe these stem cells will be for your family for decades. That makes this a very, very important decision for you. So please learn as much as you can, and we're here through the whole conference to assist you and navigate you through the process. So, and we'll make sure you get a kit, and we'll help you actually through that whole process of collecting. Thank you, everyone. I put our emails in our website, and we'll see you a little later.
Okay. Bye, everyone. Thank you.